When this vlog comes out, it'll be my 33rd birthday. So I'm old. Damn. Now, I thought this vlog was going to be really depressing because it'd just be a lot of reflecting on my life and everything. But then over the course of the week, God threw me some lemons. So, buckle up. Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog. And happy birthday to me, August 25th. That is my birthday, 1986. I am 33 years old. 33 years old. Let's reflect on that later. First up, Kirby's Dreamcast episode 22 is out. It's on, that podcast and everything. So we're on Podbean, we're on YouTube, we're on iTunes, and we're on Google Music Play. Or Google Play Music. I forget which order that is. If there's other places we should get on, let me know. I know we got to get on Stitcher, but Stitcher is kind of a pain in the ass to get on. So I got to figure out how the hell to do that. And there's other places, I'm sure. There's a lot of podcast places. SoundCloud is a place you can't get on necessarily. Like, SoundCloud is a host, like Podbean is, and like some other places are. So I don't think they like having competition on there. I don't know how that, I don't think that works. I don't think we can be on SoundCloud. We never got on SoundCloud. It's been like 2 years since we've been doing podcasts. We never got on SoundCloud because everyone told me SoundCloud was going bankrupt 2 years ago. They're still around, so we could have gone SoundCloud, but one Podbean. Podbean's been pretty nice, so it's been pretty good. Apparently there was an earthquake because all my Kirby figures are falling over. What the heck? There we go. So, let's go through this week here. So there was the last vlog. Then life. Okay. When does the bad luck start? Let's see. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday was when the bad luck started. Nothing major. They say you break a mirror, 7 years bad luck. In this case, I broke a violin string. And so I've had a violin for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, and I'm like, I'm not making anything. I'm not making anything at all. First thing to learn was you gotta rosin the bow. That was the first one. Also, you gotta tighten the bow. And then the other thing was learning that my violin is out of tune. I was like, okay, so I gotta learn how to tune this thing. My G was, my G string, T, was B. My D string, that's only if you understand instruments, my D string was a G. Oh, no. My D string was a B. My A string was an E, and my E string was an A. So they're in different places, and I was trying to use the violin tuner, like I got a tuner with it, and the thing is it says, and the thing I'm supposed to be looking for is G4, D3, A2, and E1. I'm supposed to be looking for those things. I don't know that yet, so I'm at like A2 on my E, I'm just tighten. It shows me a C, I'm like, what the hell's a C? Okay, so then I'm not there yet, tighten, and snap. Ordered more strings, got them Friday. I'll talk about that in a bit. No, I'll talk about it now because it's just a simple thing. So, Friday, the strings come in. I get a 3 set. So I got 12 strings, 3 of each, for $10. So thanks, Amazon. That's not a bad deal as far as I know. And I fix up the E string. I'm like, there you go. You got a new E string. So I learned how to do strings, how to replace strings. Like, okay, it's finally an E. All right, there we go. So let's figure out the A, because this one's not an A. This is at, like, a whole different thing. And I'm doing it. I'm at C. That ain't right. Come on, get to A. Get to A. We're almost there. We're at C right now. Breaks. Slashes my hand a little bit. No, like, superficial. Like, the outside of the hand got slashed. Didn't get deep enough for red. And like, oh, that's freaking great. That's just great. All right, so another string gets replaced. So it's losing its original strings right now. And so I'm like, all right, next one. All right, okay, so we got it. We got A now. All right. Let's try to get this one from B to D now. And think it also breaks because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, by the way, when the third one broke, that's when I started figuring out how to actually do this. So I figured the violin's not working out. I should go by chromatic instead. And chromatic's working out. Like, I'm at, like, G, and I get to E, I'm at, like, B, and I get to A, and all these things, and then I'm at the G string, and it's at, like, F or something. I'm like, well, that's not a G, so I'm loosening it, I'm tightening it, it's just not getting there. I'm like, oh god, this one's gonna snap. Did I mention I snapped the D string as well? Yeah, I snapped that as well. It got me in the face. I snapped that one too. And here's the thing, because I'm haphazardly putting them back in the pegs and everything, the strings are getting all over the place and they're getting a little tangled with each other. Thankfully, I fixed that, and I'm on the G string. It's a lot of tightening and loosening, tightening and loosening. I don't want to break this big one, because this big one snaps, I'm going to get effed. So it's a lot of loosening and tightening, and I finally found it. So after 4 hours, that's right, 4 hours, I finally tuned this damn thing after breaking quite a few strings. And now it's tuned, so I can finally potentially make music. Here's a mind-blowing thing about violins. So the strings are G, D, A, and E. So the cool thing is, your fingers on them is what dictates what they are. So the alphabet is A through G. So the G string becomes an A with 1 finger, a B with 2 fingers, a C with 3 fingers, and a D with 4 fingers. So all 4 make it the next thing. So then all 4 makes it a D. And then same thing, D, E, F, G, and then A for the next string. And then A, B, C, D, E. So E next string. That's how it works. So that's cool. Blew my mind learning that. Blew my mind. Yeah, that's how that works out. So that's cool. I'm trying to hold back a hiccup. Okay, so Violin Stuff, that's right. So Wednesday, here's the accident. Here's what happened to me. By the way, this injury is it's just a sprain, and it's on this bone. And all I can do is I just can't turn all the way like this, which steering wheel. Like, I only discovered this because steering wheel, like, all right, right turn. So what the hell? That hurts. Okay. And then also try to closing a door. So if I put any pressure on it, or if I just rotate that far, which that's not a likely thing to happen, more pushing things, that causes pain. All right, so here's what happens. I'm at a stoplight. It's a cross light to go to like this kind of like a trolley station kind of thing, but it's a bus station instead in the middle. I'm just there. I'm right there. I'm waiting. I'm at a red light. And I see a car behind me because I'm like, well, I'm just looking around waiting. So I see my rear view mirror, like, oh, that car's coming in a bit fast. Donk! It hits me. Freaking hits me. Like, woo! So what happens from that is, my only guess, because my wrist got hurt, is because I'm at 10 and 2, so I must have got pressed up first. That's what caused this. And then, here's the interesting thing. The hydraulics on my chairs give out, and I fall all the way back. And that must have caused the other injury, because I've got something's pinched in my back. So that happens. I'm like, whoa, okay. This is my first accident. What the hell? I got rear-ended, so I already know I should be in the clear, because we're getting rear-ended. Usually you're not at fault. Obviously, I was just sitting here. And my car got pushed a full car length. I was in front of the crosswalk. Now I'm beyond the crosswalk. That is a full car length. That's what that is right there. Just dunk. All right, well, that's a whole thing. Put it in park. I put it in park. I leave the car on because I don't know if it's going to turn back on, which was actually the smart thing to do, or the wrong thing to do, depending on how you want to think about it. Because here's something you'll find out later. He hit me so hard, the terminals popped off the battery. The battery got pushed forward and the terminals popped off. The car's running on, God knows, like I think it's just once it started, because you need the battery just to start, is my understanding. So it's good, but it's off the battery. Like, but the negative's on, the positive's off. Like, oh, I did not know that's how it works. But so that got popped off. You got popped right off. Like, the black one's touching, the negative's touching, the positive's way over somewhere else. They're popped off, but they're touching at least, which is a trip. That is a trip. And so I get out. I'm like, you okay? He's saying, are you okay? We're both okay. Turns out I was wrong about being okay. And we assess the damage. I take pictures. He takes pictures. And I'm not feeling anything yet. Obviously, I'm too surprised. They call it shock. And I'm not feeling anything. I'm like, okay. He's like, we should probably get out of the way of traffic. We're taking up one of the lanes. Like, all right, yeah, we'll do that. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is an accident. I don't know. This is my first accident ever. I don't know what I'm doing. My understanding is the correct protocol was have the cops come over, leave it be, don't touch anything. Sure, we're taking up traffic, but there's a second lane anyway. Let the cops come over. But we go over to a parking lot, and he calls the police, and they say they don't need to send anyone, because the policy in my city is police only show up if someone's injured. Did not know this was a thing yet. Didn't feel it, because obviously I wasn't pushing on anything. And so the dude was saying, but before we did, the dude was saying, my bad, I'm sorry. I was going for my drink. Probably only hit you 20 miles per hour. And he was way up my trunk. So apparently 20 miles can do that much. Everyone I talked to is doubting it was only 20 miles. He said he thought he had green. I'm sitting here waiting at the red, so I don't know where he saw green besides maybe my car, because my car's green. It's a straight line. There's no uphill or downhill. I'm just sitting straight right here. I'm clear as day right there. I don't know how he just didn't see this situation coming. He says he was going for his drink. Knowing the road, you've got a while before you hit me. Knowing the right turn in and just going on that road and everything, you got a while to see me just sitting there at a red light. Because it was already red when I got there, and it was still red. And it's in the middle. Like, it's... Take this straw. It's a long stretch of road, and it's all straight. And I'm at the middle of this long stretch. There's no way to miss me. And yet he did, apparently, going for a drink and then hits me. Everyone thinks he was on his phone. It's the only way to figure that. And so dunk, all that. He says the cops don't need to show up because no one's injured. I find out sometimes cops are supposed to show up if you're over $500. My city doesn't do that. My city does not do that, which, well, okay, I get it. The city of Chula Vista is highly, what's the word here? Their police are incredibly stretched out, so they've made rules where they don't have to go to everything. That's my understanding. So they didn't come to this. And without that, that means I don't have a police report that says, obviously, this guy's at fault. Though visually you can see it because, bam, hit my trunk pretty hard. Problem for me is his car barely has any damage on it. Like, his car looks fine. Just the bumper's off a little bit. That's it. That's the only proof of the damage. So I'm paranoid because the cops didn't show up that his insurance could say I made it all up. Because there's very superficial damage on his car. Of course, my coworker is saying, yeah, on the outside, but on the inside, there's going to be something going on because you don't do this much damage, and you don't, and not suffer that much from it with your car. It, like, I think the term is sedan. So I have a sedan, he has a sedan, the sedan hit my sedan. Like, it's just a 4-door regular car. And I had a regular 4-door. He had a regular 4-door. It's a 95 Lexus. It's freaking 25 years old, this car. And he hits it. The trunk is like crinkled up. The back is crinkled up. There's like bends on the sides. The corners are just crushed in. Oh, maybe I'll give Jinx a picture so she can show it. The license plate isn't in some of the pictures. His license plate got broken off. And so it's just wrecked on the back. Like, the trunk's just messed. I'm not even trying to open that trunk because I don't think I'll be able to close it back up. And so we exchange information. He keeps saying he's sorry. I'm like, it's all right. Accidents happen. And I talk to my insurance. He talks to his insurance. And here's Scarf not knowing anything. I keep talking to my insurance about what's going on and everything, and they're confused. And it's because I don't know what's going on. They're just confused what's going on here. Because they're like, wait, are you trying to do through us instead of him? And like, I don't understand what's going on here. I had to look it up like a day later. 2 days later, I look it up. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm supposed to call his insurance, not my insurance. I talk to them too to keep them knowing what's going on. I'm supposed to be talking to his insurance. That's what's supposed to go on. I'm supposed to be talking to his insurance. So I finally talked to them Friday. The accident was on Wednesday afternoon. I went to the ER Thursday because I woke up and I was feeling it. I felt the back first, and I felt this when I reached for my back. I'm like, oh, okay, that's also a thing. And that's when it happened. I went to the ER that Thursday morning. I'm there. And let's talk about medical. Their first things first is like a filtering system. They have a nurse there to talk to, And he's trying his hardest to convince you don't need to be here. He's trying his hardest to convince you don't need to be at the ER. I'm like, I was just in a car accident. Wrist doesn't feel great. My back doesn't feel great. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, you're going to feel some whiplash and it'll go away in a couple of days. So you probably don't need to be in the ER. I'm like, are you kidding me? Put me in here. We don't know how serious this is. This could be the tip of the iceberg. Just put me in here. Let's get ahead of this. Let's get ahead of this. Let's get imaging in here. Take care of this, because if it's something serious, we know, and then I can go to insurance for it, so I can pay off whatever this is, and everything like that. And it's like, all right, fine. It's like, what do you mean, all right, fine? Like, I pay insurance for a reason. I pay medical for a reason, so we can use it when it happens, when the time comes. I think it's an HMO. Like, I have medical insurance, I have Affleck, I have car insurance. I've got insurance for a lot of things. I got a bunch of different insurances. I don't have them to not use them. Use them. And so eventually I go inside. They check the damage, like they feel around. He didn't even touch my wrist. I had to tell them about the wrist. I kept mentioning wrist and back, and all the paperwork says back, nothing mentions the wrist. Nothing mentions the damn wrist. I had to bring it up with the nurse, I had to bring it up with the doctor, I had to bring it up with another nurse, I had to mention to everyone, like, there's also the goddamn wrist. And still on the paperwork, there's very little about the wrist. The only thing about the wrist is that they gave me dressing, that's it. They gave me ranch dressing right here, that's it, that's all they gave me. Like, this is serious too, because if I can't do things, that's the wrong motion, if I can't do things with this hand, that sucks. Obviously the back too. Something feels pinchy in the back, it hurts, and the guy's like, it'll probably go away in a week, and like, it hurts way too much for something that's gonna go away in a damn week. It hurts. They did x-rays, there's no damage, which of course there's no damage, because it's nerves. Whatever's going back there, it wasn't bones that broke, something got yanked out of place. The spine is bone and nerve. And they did everything in their power to be like, we don't need to do an MRI. I'm like, fine, I relent. I'll go to my primary physician. So I'm going on Tuesday to my primary physician to convince him to do an MRI. I guess MRIs are expensive, but we're doing it because this hurts like balls. I'm pointing at my back. My back hurts like balls. Like someone's sitting on balls and just crunching. That's how it feels right now. Moving around was not a good play right there. It's not a good feeling. The wrist is fine as long as I don't put pressure on it. That's it. So I'm not so worried about the wrist. My back is what worries me, because that back goes out, you're done. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't replace your back. We can't replace this either, but you can't replace your back. My car can be replaced. My back can't. So if I gotta do surgery or all that stuff, I'd like to do that. So also that was Thursday. So Friday I call the police. I'm like, well, can we still do a report or not? They're like, no, we can't do a report anymore. It's after the fact. Like, we can't prove anything. I'm like, well, freaking great. So it becomes my word against the other guy's word. Thankfully, he kept saying, it's my fault and all that stuff. So as long as he keeps admitting it's his fault, I should be fine on that. I'm worried about, though. The insurance calls, the other people's insurance calls, because I left a message, and they call, and they ask for a recorded statement, and I give as much as I can. But I'm sure I didn't give enough detail. And the whole time I'm nervous, though, because I'm like, they could just turn around anything I say. I don't know, because this is actually a big company. There was a company vehicle that hit me. And I'm just like, they could just screw me over. Especially because I don't have a police report. I heard a pause. When I heard a pause with the person interviewing me, like, you could feel it. When they're like, when the police report, like, oh, there wasn't one because they don't come list as an injury, and they paused, and then they went to the next question, because they were going like question, but right here they paused. I'm like, oh, shit. And so I'm worried about getting screwed over on this, and because in this day and age, we see just too many instances of people getting screwed over, so I'm worried about getting screwed over. That's what I'm worried about. I'm really worried about it. So people are saying maybe talk to a lawyer, and I don't know if I want to make that much of a muck of it all, but maybe I have to make this much of a muck of it all, because I want to make sure my back is paid for. I want to make sure whatever's happening, is taken care of. And it doesn't fall on me for someone else hitting me. That's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm stressing out about this whole thing. And I know that'll a lawyer might take advantage of that. To like, oh, then you have mental anguish and all that. I'm not trying to be that hard about it, but I am stressed out. I am worried I'm gonna get screwed over. I really am. And right now, I see a car in the rear view, I'm tensing up. I'm like, am I gonna get hit again? I really don't want to get hit again. I can't believe I got hit, and now I'm just a little paranoid about it. And so I don't know. I'm gonna go to a collision center Monday because I've just learned that that's a thing, so they can assess for me. I can use them as a independent opinion, is my understanding, because the insurance is gonna send a guy over to take a look and they'll do an assessment as well. But I can have a second opinion, so I'm gonna go to a collision center because that's a legit place to do it. So I'll have that as well. I have mechanic friends and coworkers and everything, and all of them are saying it's like 5 to 10 grand just to fix this car. I'm like, holy crap, really? Because they're like, yeah, the trunk has been compromised, and that trunk is linked to the frame. It's linked to the body. Like the safety bar is bent. They're like, the safety bar is bent. Like it is. It's not straight anymore. It's like a hill kind of thing now. I'm like, damn, they can see that. They see dents in the side. And they went under, and they're like, thankfully the gas tank's not compromised. And yeah, that would be really freaking bad. It'd be really bad if that gas tank was compromised. And, but that's not compromised, but a lot of the structure is wrecked. And then, yeah, the chairs. The chairs, so I'm like this now. I'm like this. By the way, that's not the top of the steering wheel. That's the bottom of the steering wheel. I'm like driving like this right now. Because I'm that far back. By the way, that's how my cousin drives. I don't understand how you drive like that. By the way, he drunk drives. I don't know how the hell he's not dead. By the way, I have a drunk driving cousin. It's awful. Everyone tells him to stop and he just won't. It's very bad. Very bad. No one's allowed to ride with him because one of these days. 35. He's doing that. It's not right. Not right. So everyone's saying the car's gonna get junked because my car's 25 years old. It's thing's so itchy, so itchy. You just want to scratch. You want to scratch hard and deep. My car's only worth like $2,000, so everyone's telling me they're gonna junk my car basically, and I'll just use that money to buy a new one. I'm like, damn. Like, oof. But we'll see what their guy assesses and what independent assessment tells me, because I'm gonna get as many assessments as I can so I know. Because yeah, but everyone's gonna be above this car's value. This car's only worth 1 to 2,000, and everyone's estimating like above that. So my car's gonna get junked. I've had this car for like 5 years. It's been in the family for 25 years, so it's a family car. And it's done. They're telling me I could probably take it to a junk place, and then what's the word here? I can replace the stuff if I really want, but it'll be some fixing. Be better just junk it, which is too bad. Everything dies eventually, I suppose, even things that aren't alive in a way. So, oh right. So that Wednesday, that this car accident happens. All that other stuff I said comes after. But that Wednesday, I go to work anyway because Scarf's got to make money. He's got to go to work. He can't just not go to work. Work's a thing. I don't want to waste my vacation time. I don't want to waste my sick days. I need that for later. I need that for next year. Scarf's going to try to go to the Olympics next year. That's going to require all I've got. So I'm going to work. I'm going to go work anyway. I don't know what's going to happen. I might have more pain. I don't know. I find out next morning, of course I do. Because everyone's like, you might be in shock. You might not feel it yet. You're going to feel it in the morning. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not feeling it now, so go to work. And I go to work, and I almost die. So work happens. Chemical spill happens. And there's bleach everywhere. And that's not great. And then there's so deal with all that. That takes a couple hours. The boss got to get called in and everything. And then another crisis happens. Another crisis near the end of the shift comes up. And where there's just really bad stuff is coming to the plant because I'm dealing in water. And something happened with the supplier where a bad slug of water is coming in. It caused bad stuff to all these other plants before us upstream, and it's coming for us. So I'm alone. It's freaking 12. I got to deal with this, only me. So great. It was like 10. It was like 10:30, not 12. It was almost 12. So it's 10:30, and it's just me, and I got to prep this place for whatever the hell's coming. And I get it all ready. It's just me scrambling to take care of all of that. And then letting the next guy know, well, this is everything that's set up. You got to take care of and everything. And so there's just all these crises. By the way, it took a while because Thursday, after the ER, I go to work on Thursday because, well, I know it's the problem. So I just got to make sure. By the way, it sucks to stand. It sucks to walk. It sucks to sit. It sucks to lay down. There is nothing making my back feel better. The only thing that makes my back feel better is nothing. I'm distracting myself as best I can right now. That's what's happening right now to make it not hurt as much. Not thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, so it's hurting now, but trying not to focus on it. That's what's happening. It's one of those kind of dealies. It just sucks. It really do. And so, ER, I come into work, and that slug finally comes up just so I can deal with it. And it's just me nailed to the instruments, making sure, and just me putting up levels, putting down levels, putting up levels, putting down levels, putting up levels, putting down levels. Just making sure that we don't get our water ruined. So that was fun. And so, yeah, it was a chaotic week. Chaotic week. I thought it was just going to be like, man, I'm 33. I'm single. I'm not married. Don't have any kids. I don't have a lot of things I was planning on having at this age. I thought it was just going to be down in the dumps. And I'm too busy being in way too many intense situations to be depressed. That's what's happening right now. Too much intensity. And I guess that works. Because they say, depression doesn't happen as much in like third world countries because they're too busy focusing on what am I going to eat, where am I going to sleep, and what am I going to drink, things like that. They're focused trying to survive. And you get it. I'm too busy to be depressed right now. I'm too busy trying to make sure, well, I don't want to hurt this. I don't want to hurt this. I'm worried about the insurance. I'm worried about, am I going to be able to prove it all? Do I need to get a lawyer? All these things. I'm too busy worrying about things to be depressed about where I am in my life. That's where I'm at. Because, like, here's the things I thought it was going to be, I already said it, like, I'm 33. I thought I'd be married with a family and everything by 30 or sooner. That's what I thought. I figured 25, I'd have my career. It took me until I was 30 to get my career. I figured I'd be dating, I'd get married somewhere around the late 20s, have a kid around 30, another kid around 32. I'm nowhere near any of that. I didn't get my career until 30. And some of you know what happened. Some of you know back earlier in my life, I was getting my career going in science, and then a lot of bullshit happened there, and I lost that. Also, I had a girlfriend, someone I was going to marry, and because of that bullshit, she gave up on me, and I lost her as well. And I haven't dated in like 4 or 5 years since then. I used to be really good at the whole talking to girls thing. Now I'm not as good anymore. I'm out of practice. And it turns out, yeah, that's a skill. You get out of practice. You get back into practice. So, great, I just got to get back into practice. Fortunately, I'm doing a bad job starting. Because, there's that kicker as well. Thursday. Okay, so Scarf's got all these dating apps. Thursday. There was a girl that a real nice profile and all these things. Like, all right, I'll give them the like and all that. I get liked back on Thursday. Like, all right, that's great. All right, message. They message back. It's a bot. Damn it. Dating apps are a pain in the ass. Like, I don't even know. People use it all the time. I think I'm not handsome enough. I think that's probably it. Because we have all these stories about people going on dates on Tinder all the time, on like Bumble and all these things all the time. I'm not getting any. I don't know. I don't know what it takes to get hits, but I ain't getting them. The only hits I'm getting are these. Great. Skype's gonna keep going at it. So also it's important to get out there and actually be social, obviously. I'm gonna, what's the word here? I'm gonna, like I said it before a few times before, I'm gonna try to get into, what's the word? An improv class in January, because I'll be doing days. I'll be doing days November into February. And holidays is a bad time to do anything. So January, February, I'm going to try to do an improv class because they do like 6-8 week classes. So that's perfect right there. 6-8 weeks. I'll do that. There you go. And I will meet people. I'll be social and all that because I'm trying to learn how to do improv and everything. That requires being social with people. And maybe I'll make some new friends, or I'm just a loner who's really bad at improv. We'll find out. We will find out. At some point, I'll probably hit bars too and see if I make any bar friends, I guess. I don't know. Because there's some barcades here. I'm not talking Dave and Buster's. I'm talking bars with arcades. That's what I'm talking about here. Well, that's their gimmick is they've got like Street Fighter on the wall. They've got food that's named after games and everything. There's alcohol like alcoholic drinks named after games. And you drink, you eat, you play, and you're going to fight random people in the fighting games. You might team up in random things, who knows? So that's a way to maybe just have physical friends. So that is that's the vlog. That's everything. Yeah, just make yourself too busy to be depressed. That is the lesson of this vlog. That's my life's nuts. We all know my life's nuts. It keeps going. I thought it was just going to be like a really boring week, and this happens. I thought it was going to be a boring week. Just going to move along with life. And then, nope, life just... Pfft. Jesus. I can't even. Alright, so that's the vlog. Hope you found it interesting. Lawyers do free consultations, so I can talk to them. I just, getting all legal and everything just feels dangerous because then even more becomes a bigger can of worms. But I'm hurt, so I want to make sure that this gets taken care of. I'm not trying to get extra money. I don't care about getting extra money. I have a job that I like. I am good where I am. I'm not trying to milk. That's what I'm not trying to milk anything. I just want to make sure I'm okay. And then go from there. That's all I care about. Some of my coworkers are like, oh, you're going to get paid. I'm like, I'm not trying to get paid. This is just life. But that's the vlog. I had fun talking. Hope you had fun watching and listening. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.